me now on another adventure. No need to worry, I'll be your mentor. Before we get going on this wonderful trip, gotta stop at the Roost and you better leave a tip. Say hello to my friends at the bar. When you come to this place, they know who you are. Pouring some shots, meet a new friend. Just when you thought that this was
Welcome one, welcome all. Oh man, Pete, you don't look so good. You all right?
I'm just having a tea in my Intellivision.
What's up from Go Game Go and Mr. Papa Pete? How's it going?
Hey guys.
Oh,
How's it going, DPC?
I got these little, look at this. I got these little spiders. You can't see that. I swear they parachute down. They're the size of a pinhead, like this little tiny spider. Just going to move you over there, buddy. Bye-bye. They just like fall right in front of my nose as I'm like editing or I'm like right now. Anyways, but look at this. Look what I got here.
Oh,
Utopia. And this is actually shrink wrapped. And the interesting thing about this, since I'm jumping right into it, what did I say on this one? One of the Intellivision greats is what I would call this game. And
damn right.
I know Jeff said he was just playing some the other day.
Did you try it, Jeff?
Well, I saw the topic for today, and so I decided. I said, "Hey, I've got that game," so I was playing it today, and
right on.
It was unbelievable. I love that game.
Yeah,
I love it right off the bat. It's such a cool concept.
It's like it's like the very first Sim Earth or Sim, whatever simulation game, whatever you want to call it. But look at that. That's still in the shrink wrap. Now we were talking. Beautiful. This is one of those odd ones that's got the manual tucked into the back, which I figured why not? It's been 40 years? Let's open it.
Damn right.
That's right, because I'm pretty sure I could easily get this again. But what's up, chat? What's up, Lance? Let's see. I'm gonna. Boy, that is some shrink wrap is on there. It's been on there just a little bit.
You're releasing 40-year-old air, Chuck.
Oh, no. I just did that within the last little while, and it smells just as nice now as it did in 1981.
Oh, man. It does kind of smell like the 80s, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that, folks.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, man. That's like fresh smelling cardboard.
What's the picture on the back, Chuck?
Oh, wow, there is. I just realized. So you take the manual off, and there's a
screenshot.
Like a drawn screenshot, I guess you call it, whatever they did back then. Let's see if I can go full here, which I probably should have done before I tore it all up. But, yeah, there it is. Looks pretty cool. Let's open it up. It's a gatefold as well. Oh, look, it's got some marks here. I guess it's probably been swishing around in here for that long a time, but oh wow, that's another weird thing. So you have, look at the overlays are in like it's
got like a
little sleeve as well. Yeah,
that's great.
And then of course we got our manual here, brand new. A little bent that's probably because it was in the back, but that's really weird because it's got why they did that, because it's still got the manual. For like they could have went right in there, but and then the cartridge. Man, everything is just so clean. You don't really get to open them too often, but yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Where's your cartridge? That's sweet. I like that. Well, now that I've taken down the value, no, it's not that much value. But yeah, there it is, Utopia. I figured to celebrate this episode. Oh, this is in a different language. So I think I'm about to answer my question right now. This must be, is that German? I'm going to show some people here.
Well, if the word's about 30 characters long, then yeah.
Right.
I can't quite let her focus. Einblick. That's definitely German.
Yeah, that whole thing's in German. Even the back it says Einblick Metal Electronics or whatever.
Is there anything on the front that's in German? You might be able to tell that when you were just looking at the manual.
New Furban something.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So wow. Okay, so I got a German Utopia. What do you know?
I just hope the television collector doesn't write me back and say, "Oh, a sealed German one that's worth like $700."
I'll be like,
"Open, it's worth 12."
The hair dryer with some shrink wrap.
Yeah.
But it's there you go. Look at that one.
North American baby, actually
Nice.
American baby right here. The original Intel.
Yeah.
Or original, U.S. original.
Yeah, I was going to read the story, but I can't read it in this language. Wow, that's so funny.
Oop! What's falling out here? I'm losing stuff.
Man, these are it's so cool to open this type of stuff up.
Oh,
man.
look what fell out of my Utopia game.
A skiing overlay.
Cool.
Utopia.
Yeah.
Utopia. Yeah, this was and forgive me because like I'm not too prepared on it, but I mean I used to play this a while ago. And it was funny because the other day, because I'm about to do the Utopia song, and I was like, I'm gonna refresh myself. So I was kind of messing around on the flashback, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if Papa Pete has a 125 on that. I didn't, and I couldn't, and you don't yet. So I was like, oh, darn it. I was like, I want to just sit back and just be immersed.
You want to know the actual, although it's been 3 months, but I sincerely I've got one I'm going to release tonight, a gameplay, a pickup video, part 2 of that series is coming out later tonight. It's all done. I'm just going to get it posted. And I got to get back on the ball with that in the homebrew and start rotating through, get the 125 caught up a bit. But for quite a while, Utopia has been the just released COVID. Utopia is going to be the season-ending episode for season 1. So I'd love to have it out by Christmas. Hey, Panda stuff.
That'd be awesome. That would be so awesome, man. Is there a Sears branded Utopia? I thought I had it. I do right here.
Well,
I don't knock my Intellivision sign off here. And I didn't. Good. Yeah, and a weird cover as always. Yeah. That is just got the general that I tell you what, man, if you ever want a good laugh, the Sears one. Oh, look at that. And the same, if you look at the German one and the Sears one have the same back
screenshot. And so does the American one. There's the North American.
It is the same.
Yeah. There's the Sears. Okay. You want to get really sort of fresh, you go a few years later and you go with the Intellivision Inc. version. No metal.
Yeah.
Right. And it has the same.
There it is.
It's not gatefold. And then if you want to get to the Canadian version, which is the bilingual Utopia, which I'm kind of surprised it says just Utopia. Usually it's Utopia.
I'd love to get one of those. That'd be pretty cool, man.
Yeah. And then
Utopia, wasn't that the Expo's mascot?
That's Youppi. Youppi. Youppi.
What's up, Daniel C?
He went to the dark side, went to the Montreal Canadiens after the Expos folded, so that's okay. We don't speak of Youppi anymore. And then to top it all off, you have to have an American version that's autographed by the man himself, Don Daglow.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
that
I know cool, Lance had in the chat a little while ago. Don Daglow's on Facebook. I think I have as a friend on Facebook actually, but so there's an autograph collection or autographed one for me. I love collecting autographs, so I started collecting a lot of the original television games. Got this one from Steve Roney, Blue Sky Rangers, and
that's awesome.
Quite a few different ones. So.
Panda Sub's got a great question. How much do these new Intellivision games typically go for? Well, like your common ones, like your Utopia, Baseball, Star Strike, Astro Smash, and Night Stalker, stuff like that. What do you call them? The gatefold boxes or the color-coded boxes are fairly cheap. I mean, I don't think you're really getting, unless it's like mint, it might go for $30 or something, but most of them you can get cheaper. I think most of the expensive ones are the ones we're all waiting on, like the rarer ones, like Spiker and Stadium Mud Buggies and the computer
PCS games.
Yeah, those games. But yeah, as far as the main ones, they're not too bad. Bad. But some of them, like we were just saying a couple weeks ago, was what Stadium Mud Buggies and Spiker Volleyball went for a couple $1,000s, which is insane. But what are you going to do? So as far as, let me get back here. I missed a couple things here. Someone was asking about music, and we are going to get into music. Yeah, you just started doing the Sears games. Yeah, I'm up to, I think, 30. No, I'm sorry, not 30. What am I saying? I'd be done.
There are 29 of them.
29, yeah. I think I'm at 21, 22, I think, something like that. And someone was asking about what was your favorite video games live thing? It's like I just downloaded everything, so I guess we can get into that. Is that Amico gift? And we'll definitely get back to Utopia because we're. But yeah, the Amico gift ended up being just a collage of albums, like a ton of every video game lives album. A bunch of extras, the Earthworm Jim anthologies and all the special editions and a bunch of posters and artwork and stuff like that. But boy, I tell you what, I was like editing a video the other day it was yesterday. Yeah. And I downloaded, I'm like, what is today? Anyways, no, but I was downloading and all that stuff and I just let it play. And the Castlevania one, I was rocking out to the Castlevania. It's like orchestra and guitar and it's like a symphony of video game music. And I, to be honest, I never really got, I don't think I've heard too much other than stuff being posted like on YouTube or on Facebook or something. And talk about a value. I mean, as a musician, to release that much music for free to that many people, that's taking a big chunk out of your pocket. So that was generous. I'm going to be honest. That was generous. It was, I am still rocking. I don't have enough music to rock me for another year or two, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It really is. It literally, like, I never got so deep into it. And now that I've heard it, it's like a symphony, but I would say Castlevania. And maybe that's just because that's the first one I pulled up. I was like, I got to hear some Castlevania.
That's the first one I pulled up too and played.
But yeah, I'm more old school. So I was like, I kept looking for when you're doing like Final Fantasy and all the role playing stuff that I never got too much into that. It's beautiful music, but I was like, oh no, wait, let me see 8-bit stuff. There we go.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. I did like Skyrim. I played a lot of Skyrim, which is the kind of the exception to the rule for me. A lot of the games I didn't play, but I did play Skyrim.
Yeah.
And what is that? The Tron. There's one Tron mix in there that's friggin' awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to the Tron one. That's
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Classic.
I was downloading them all and putting them straight to my Google Drive, so I'll have them forever.
There you go.
It is just absolutely epic. Just the amount of, I looked at it, I was like, whoa, talk about a gift, man. I was like, and I mean, obviously I'm kind of biased because I am an insane music lover and a video game lover. So the two coming together, forget about it, but yes, I thought that was a great value. Utopia was my all-time favorite Intellivision game. Glad you do. Yeah, Utopia song is going to be epic. I feel Daniel's like, I didn't even get it. Well, what you want to do is email Intellivision support. They will take care of you, from what I've heard. They have classic games. Yeah, classic games. That's what I'm all in. And Tron on the Amico. Yes, I hope so too. I don't even care if it's not called that, as long as we get a Deadly Disc game. I'm good. I'm good.
I have a feeling if anybody can work it out, though, he will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And imagine all the other stuff you get after that.
Yeah.
Castlevania side. Yeah, Castlevania is just good no matter what. And then the cool one about that one is it opens up all huge, and then what is it, like halfway in, and all of a sudden it starts the very first screen music, like and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah, it was really cool. Not sure if it was only if you pre-order directly for Intellivision. No, I believe you can contact Intellivision because they will help you out and let you know about the GameStop pre-order because I think that is true.
Yeah, it's any pre-order.
Yeah, you can just call Tommy and ask him. I think you got an in right there, pal. Yeah, no, but that was awesome. Yeah, I cannot wait to jam that stuff.
I kind of heard somewhere, I read somewhere down the line that there was coming for the GameStop pre-orders, but they're sort of doing it in waves, and that was coming.
It could have been that, and also check your spam because I think a lot of that'll go in spam. Okay. The email's actually from Humble Bumble, I think it's called.
Yes. Yep.
And that's because it won't say until it'll say Humble Bumble, and then it'll say your gift is here, and you click it on. You can do 2 bulk downloads for the artwork and the extras, and then for all the music itself and the albums.
Yep. It was great.
So here you go. Tell them, email their GameStop receipt to us, so you can contact Intellivision through the Intellivision.com, and and there you go. You got your proof you bought it. Then you're going to get a ton of music.
Yeah, Tommy did mention on Facebook that GameStop emails the pre-orders from GameStop. They'll be coming out later for people.
This is a good question. Is there homebrews coming to the Amico? I sure hope so. I hope there's going to be because I think that would be something I'm guessing they probably do when they do the classic, with that second wave of releases when they do all the classic stuff.
I've actually had that conversation with Tommy on AAA a couple times, like just brought up about because of course, my thing is I want to be able to get these original games on there as well as the older versions, which is coming next year. But I also want to be able to play head-to-head against people over online, like over the internet, somehow, even though it's not wide open.
Baseball and bowling.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot wait to do that.
And so we talked about that, and I said to him as well, I said, and you have so many of these guys, like there's a fella, I've done a couple of his games. The next one coming out is going to be his game as well on the Any Homebrew Spotlight. A guy named Carlos Madruga who's been making some games lately that are absolutely fantastic. His version of Heli and Infiltrator and stuff like that. And those would be great games to bring on and then maybe as well expand them and remaster them. I mean, you might have some issues because they are sort of off of other games, older games.
Yeah.
But still, it's going to be there's so many great homebrew games out there now and more coming every day. Look, they just released 3 more last week.
Oh, the Collector Vision one. I just saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, now I got to buy all those.
The homebrews are hotter than they've ever been right now.
And now they've surpassed the Intellivision originals.
There's more than 125 of them. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I'm good. I'll start working on putting those on my shelf next.
No, that's great.
I love it. I love it, man. I'm just a collector.
Quite a few of them there, but I mean, it's like that's not as easy to catch up on as other things because those games aren't exactly laying around everywhere like your copies of Armor Battle are.
Yeah.
So
I really I think my diamond in the rough on the is, well, obviously they're not making it anymore. Why is it so expensive? But is Christmas Carol.
Absolutely.
Because that was one of the older ones. It reminded me of like it's a maze game, so it's kind of. And so was Old School was another one that I never. Two of the ones you'd think I'd have, and I don't. Have
Old School is still available. You can still get Old School, but you cannot get Christmas Carol. But that being said, it's free. The ROM is free. The programmer made the ROM free, so it's on the Ultimate Flashbacks, and you can get it downloaded anytime. So everybody gets to play. But you can't have that collectible, which I love so much, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that Ultimate Flashback, so I'll probably have all those. But you know me, I'm gonna want the box and the cartridge.
Well, same here. I mean, I go to Ultimate Flashbacks. I'll just get all the ROMs in the world. No, and same with buying a ROM. Like a lot of guys are selling ROMs for their homebrews for $10 now, and they'll give you files with it, like your manual, your overlay stuff that you could print out, or you could make a box, I suppose, if you want. But I'm still going to support them, and if they have a physical copy, I'll buy the ROM because I want it for that. But I'll spend the $60-$70 for get the original too because I love having it.
I love the boxes are a work of art in themselves too. It's just they're still great.
Something like this, right? I mean,
if you're pulling Dragons and Swords, I already know. Yeah, one of the best box arts ever.
It's sort of hard with the glare, but
it's one of my favorites.
Nice.
But it is one of my favorites. That and Lost Caves of Kraz is a very underrated one too. A very good game. Kind of like a puzzle room.
Forever to come out, but that's got beautiful box art too.
100%.
So yeah, they're great. It's a great game. I mean, it's fantastic.
And I got more on order. I still got that Legend of Deval Ban or whatever his name is, and the Sorrow of something. And I'm waiting for that hopefully to come soon.
Kai Magazine that I do not have. There's Lost Caves of Kraz there. Again, I'm trying to find an angle, but they're beautiful. Beautiful artwork on it. They did a great job. These are Electronite games, and I
love their games. They do some quality work. It's to me that's like one of the top, and Collector Vision too. You can't really.
Well, I'm going to say that. I don't know if you still hear me here. Turn back around. No. I'm going to say that I think all the ones who do it love. Nobody would be doing it if they didn't love the Intellivision.
Yeah.
So they put a lot into it. Nobody does. Everybody does as good a job as they could possibly do.
Yeah, there's nothing crap. It's always good. It's always
every single one of them puts something out. Some of the games, okay, some are better than others, but they're friggin' people putting games out for the
there's a couple they love, and they're doing the best. Yeah. There's a couple like what I call them one rounders, or you play around, you're done. You play around, you're done. Like something like Hotel Bunny.
Yeah, I've never played
That's it's like you got to get your bunny across here. Did you get okay? Restart. Like they're very quick, like little round type games, like almost like a mini game. They're very fun, but yeah, when you got stuff like Tale of Dragons and Swords, to me was so intricate and beautiful, and they took time with the graphics and everything. It's just they're just epic. I love the homebrews. And then so getting into this, I kind of wanted to bring this up anyways, like there's something. So Lance Jennings says, if you could design a super pro utopia, what features would you add or change? And this kind of goes into my thing is, they're going to release all these classics eventually in collections. So, and then we got the reimagined, which are like the newer style graphics for the older games, making it almost a new game. But what about stuff like this? I think they should do super pro versions of games and just like have the original. Like he's saying, the original Utopia, so it looks almost perfectly exactly the same, but just all these extra features that they can now be able to put on because it's not on a cartridge.
Yeah.
So you still have the same graphic. It's still the old game, but with extra levels, extra elements. Now you got tornadoes. You got this. That's what I would say. I would add like tornadoes. I'd add maybe pirates that come up on the land. Not just the rebels. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Godzilla, add Godzilla.
Yes, he comes right out of the ocean.
Like Sim City. Remember the original Sim City?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could have a UFO fly by and
beams up your crops or your have little cattle, like beams up your cattle, takes them.
That's right.
Add something in to spice up the one player a little bit. Like you could always play Utopia one player. It's a 2-player game, and all that happened when you played with one player is the other island just turned into rebels. Well, do something in there that adds a little bit of an attack from the other island. Like as it gets rebels, all of a sudden the rebels start attacking you or something like that. Or you'd have to have other types of defense. The PT boat was always sort of a kind of a useless feature. You could sink the opponent's fishing boats, but that was a pretty dirty move. I mean,
right. Yeah. You use, especially when they're right next to you, you're like, hey buddy.
Yeah.
You're going down.
Or you could pull a Tommy Tallarico and take your PT boat and park it into the port where your opponent's fishing boat always appears. So no matter what happens when the person tries
sink,
it just automatically sinks. And then guess what? You won the game. I listened to Tommy. I think it was Tommy and Paul talk about that strategy for Utopia on the Intellivisionaries podcast one time. It was
that is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the
but there's so much you could do with that game because the game itself, like there's a lot of controversy, it's not controversy, but a lot of discussion about what the different items that you could put on your island really did, the hospitals, the schools, the factories. And really, I don't know that they did a whole lot. It was just sort of neat. It all looked different. So you tried to bring them all up. It might've been a little something, but it wasn't the AI that was built into building the different structures really wasn't very well. It was developed in 1981, right? Yeah, 1982. Right. So you could actually add some more elements and effects from the different structures into a new Super Pro game, but you're not limited to 4 or 6K either. You could have as big as you friggin' wanted it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. So you could keep that classic look, but you could add a bazillion features and options that you could never have done back in the 80s. Jeff, so now you have is this the first time you played it, or is it just
first time?
So tell us about your experience being just brand new playing it.
Well, I was a little worried at first because it's a sim game. Those aren't my favorite at all. But this for a sim game, it's pretty straightforward. It's not very complicated. But you know what they did, which I thought was really cool, is adding the boats where you can put your cursor on it and then drive them around. To get them out of way of a storm or hurricane or even someone trying to attack you. But that adds almost like a traditional video game from back then. The controls we were doing. So it kind of added the point and click stuff along with some of the other kind of video game play that most people are used to, and that's what I thought was really cool how they did that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good game. Just a quick thing here. Daniel said, please tell anyone with GameStop pre-orders to email a copy of the receipt to support@Intellivision.com, and they will take care of them. So pre-orders, you will get your gift, your
nice.
million music albums or whatever it is. It's a ton of music. But yeah, like I said, I want to get back in because I'm about to make the song, so I'm probably going to spend like about a couple hours just playing some games just to get back into it. It was one that I had later. I didn't have it when I was, we first got our Intellivision, but what an insane game for its time,
And
it's
the original God game.
Yeah, when you get the manual out, it's extremely short. For something
for that game, right? But bowling, not
so nice. This is smaller than the bowling
right?
Just crazy. Do you think on the Amico version, I assume there'll be 4 islands, so you can do 4-player?
What about literally like a globe, and then you have all these different like islands and I guess I don't know if would that be the Earth? I guess it'd be the Earth, right? Is it on another planet? We don't know. They never said no. But yeah, just have all these different land masses where you can go, have one in the winter, like an Arctic one, So that was kind of going into the next point, which is what are they going to have as far as the Amico version of this? That's what the factories add revenue with population. Yeah. Pollution lowers your population. Yep.
Yeah.
The Amico just has, just like we said, and we were talking about just doing a super pro version, which to me is still awesome, but to have like this new, completely reimagined one, it's going to be unbelievable. I think of the options you could do. Yeah. Have an Arctic one, have a tropical forest, have a kind of a water world style one, have a, have a desert one, have an Egyptian, have just all these different land masses. I thought that'd be cool. You have to do ice fishing and use a drill to cut your holes. I don't know, get it really in depth more, because now it's not just, what is it, like 9 symbols, instead of now you can walk a guy over and drill in the ice. You can plant your crops, it'll be a little bit more modern looking, but.
So do you think the Amico version will look similar as far as just a straight top-down shot of your islands?
I think maybe like a map.
Nicer looking.
Yeah, I think maybe like a map version of that, or like when after you do everything, it kind of pans back to watch what's happening. But I think maybe like going to plant your crops, it may zoom in and you can kind of move around and do stuff and then come back out. But who knows? That's the whole
co-op. You'd have to have the split screen, like, or whatever, going in and out independently or something like that.
Yeah, even focus sometimes on the boat, to where you go to a screen where you're driving your boat and you actually go out fishing and throwing nets, and you could really make it intricate. It is a sim game, and the way sim games have come nowadays, it's like, why not go all out if you're going to reimagine it? Which is and that's got to be a lot of stress on them. Going, man, this is like one of the top games. How we got to make this good, You had to build the forts to protect the buildings from the rebels, but if did not, a rebel could replace that building. See, I got to get back into it. The only thing that I couldn't remember was I knew the rebels would come, and I knew you could place rebels to take other people's crops and stuff like that, I believe, right? Wasn't that what
you could buy a rebel? And it would just randomly go onto the other team's island and destroy something, possibly.
And the best time to do that was towards the very end of the round or the very end of the game. You'd like, do. You'd be like, what the heck?
But if you add forts, the forts will protect the squares, so the rebels wouldn't go into the squares or around the forts. So little things like that did work, but the schools and all that stuff, I don't know. You know, it's just a matter of getting the most population and money as possible. It was kind of
that was such a fun game. Yeah, to me, that's one of the best. And then you got, I'd say that next to that, you got the Cloudy Mountain, and that's one I really got to jump back into as well. I mean, there's more to it than just running around in the tunnels. You know, there's just a lot more story and what you're doing and how you have advanced through that whole area and that map screen. And hey, look who's here! It's Rab.
Hey, Rab.
How much of later Sims would you want reconnected to the reimagined Utopia? It can get pretty. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, like I mean, obviously something RTS, not Sim. Yeah, it's like you don't want, obviously, because Amico is supposed to be a little more hands-on, quick pickup, and easy to understand. So I guess it really can't go that deep into it. But take care, live in the moment. I don't know. I think I'd like it to at least get like I was saying, just little more advanced in like the fishing boats and maybe going out and defending yourself with the pirates. And you have to have something with the rebels and what they're actually doing and what they're saying. Maybe a little story mode in there. I don't want to get too hey, what's going on, buddy? Luke. But yeah, I don't know. So I just think it'd just be pretty sweet to do a little deep dive. But you're right, Rab. It's you don't want to do too deep because then you just keep going down that. It's not a Series X, and that's I'm not going to expect that.
Yeah, just don't go there. Luke actually answered me back where I sent him the question about which version of that game. He said European, and of course we looked a little bit closer. It's obviously the German version.
Yeah. Now look at how now it's all out of the shrink wrap. Now I've lost millions.
Yeah, he's going to say, "Oh my God, you opened a German Utopia? Do you know that?"
What? Those are those special one. It's not numbered 5149, is it? No. He's going to be like, "Yeah, that's the one." Those are worth more than the original Intellivision keyboard component. What? No, it's I think they're fairly common. I just happened to get this one at the time. I got this during the lockdown when I was just trying to complete everything again and make everything. Yeah, just off of eBay. A little could tell it's a little bent in, but yeah, it's kind of like a weird, like I said, it's kind of weird hollow box almost. It's such a strange way to. You already had the thing that could have fit both things, and they made 2 extra slits just to put that, and then stuck that with 2 more slits on the back. It seems like they spent so much money on that.
It really is kind of strange the way they did it.
He goes, they're not that. I didn't think so. That's why I was like, I'm gonna open it, you know. But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it does smell like 1982 or whatever it was. Boy, it does smell like just like an old game. That's funny. Like a library book when you open it. But now the next one I want to talk about was Cloudy Mountain, like I started talking about. But that was one I got later on. I actually borrowed that. This is how much of an Intellivision nerd I am. When the NES was like in its heyday, and people were like talking about Akari Warriors or Life Force or Super Mario 3, I was like, my buddy was like, "Hey, I got Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for Intellivision." I was like, "Can I borrow it? And I'll loan you, battle tanks or or armor battle or something." And yeah. And I remember being on the school bus and kids were like kind of making fun of us, going, "What are those? What are you trading Atari games? You know, there's a Nintendo, right?" I was like, "No, this is the Intellivision." The what? It's like, never mind. Like an idiot. But that's when I first got introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, or Cloudy Mountain as they call it now. And I got and there was I'm thinking of Tower of Doom. Tower of Doom is the one where you step down into the levels like the okay,
that's right.
That's also the one you had the little mini battles, right? Or am I thinking of No, that wasn't
Treasure Tarman.
That's maybe. Tarman.
Yeah, stepping down in.
Then what was the one where you battled the skeleton like side by side, like
that was Tower of Doom.
That was Tower of Doom. Boy, it's like my childhood meshed like those 2 games together then.
Yeah.
But yeah, But yeah, that's
Tarman. I always think of Tarman this way. Tarman was the only one that was like a first-person shooter.
Yeah, you literally went through and like turned and had to go in rooms and oh man, and it was the only thing that's kind of I guess doesn't hold up on that game now, just because I played it kind of recently and I was like, you almost get dizzy because everything kind of looks the same and you're trying to figure out where you're at. But yeah, and that's just for anything that's old that try to do first person though. You forget that your first, you never forget your first satanic initiation. I mean, Dungeons Dragons experience. Yeah, talk about a nerd. I was trading an older game for an older system, and it was Dungeons and Dragons. You gotta go play Dungeons and Dragons. No, it's such a fun game, though. But have you played it, by the way? Do you have it, and have you played that one?
I have the first one. I have not played it, though.
Okay.
Still on my to-do list.
Now, Pete, you've obviously played it and won it probably many times, right?
Yeah.
So,
like the original Dungeons and Dragons? Yes.
Yeah, original, yes.
That's the only one I've ever beaten. I don't think I've ever beaten Tarman. I didn't have Tarman until 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
Later. But back then, yeah, for sure.
So I've never really went through the whole. I used to just mess around with it more than I actually got deep into it. So, and maybe for other people too. So when you get in there, you're in the caverns, you're going through, you're in the tunnels, you're going through. You obviously have to. I remember you had to hit the button and it would go click, 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 click. You know, tell you how many arrows you had. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah. And then you'd have to go, and then I remember there was like monsters, and you had to like hit the dragon. You had to watch him because he'd literally like go like kill you like instantly.
Yeah. Very quickly. Yeah.
But there was
3 levels. You had
to go through like the little map, right, to get to each level.
You go through the map. There's 4 different colors of mountains that you can go through, and there's 3 different items that you can pick up that help you navigate through different areas on the field. For example, there's the forest, there are gates, and there's the water, the rivers, to cross rivers. So to do those, you could pick up a key out of the purple mountains, an axe to go through the forest out of the red mountains, or a boat out of the blue mountains to go across the rivers. Okay. Then there was also gray mountains, which were the easiest mountains, and they only had arrows, no special items. And every different type of mountain had different types of creatures in it. For example, the gray only had like spiders, bats, which don't hurt you. Spiders just stole your arrows. Bats just made noise. Your other things, they didn't hurt you. Yeah. And rats. And I think actually there was 1 snake in every gray dungeon as well, but there'd be 3 or 4 quivers of arrows. That would be how you'd stock up your arrows. Go to a gray, then you can start going to the other ones. Then they'll say the blue was the next easiest, where you could get the boat, and it was guarded by demons. So there's a demon guarding the boat, and there's a demon guarding the exit. You had to find the exits as well and beat the item in order to get out. And then along in the blue was it a dragon? No. Trying to think what was in there with the demons. There's always 2 of the main one plus 1 other, and I think it was a dragon maybe that was in it with the, and then the red was the next hardest. Had the axe, but it was guarded by a snake, and the snake also at the exit. You also had a dragon or demon or whatever, and a few quivers, and then the purple, which was the hardest, and it was the key, and the exit were guarded by dragons with a demon in it. So you get all these things, and you could work your way across the other side of the screen to Cloudy Mountain itself, which was guarded 2 pieces of the crown, and you had to get them both from the winged dragons, which took 3 hits each. So that's the name of the game. So you do a half dozen to 10, somewhere between 6 and 12, usually mountains you'd have to go through. Pick up different items to get you over to Cloudy Mountain. You didn't have to necessarily get everything, but you had to be able to get to that mountain.
Enough to take out those bosses, right?
And enough arrows and stuff to take out those bosses. And then once you did that, you won the game if you get both pieces of the crown.
Yeah, I do remember this, Lance, because it was terrifying. They did have a little, because it's like you didn't know what was around the next corner until it lit up, and then it was like it was that little, what I call him, like the little 2-foot standing, like he was standing like a little dragon dude or monster, and he'd be like
the demon,
He just like, whoa, he just smoked me like quick.
And you see there'd be footprints, and okay, one's coming, or you could hear them. They'd be covered because you haven't opened up that part of the map.
You're like, okay, I gotta
you could hear them rumbling. You could hear a hissing from the snake or roaring from the dragons and stuff. Of course, that got louder as you got closer.
Yeah.
And you never really do. Is it up? Is it down? Where is it? It was to build tension, and it did. It was great. So you try to sneak and just open up a little at a time so that it didn't jump at you.
Then you'd run.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it could, after you got like you went through like 2 sections, it would stop chasing you, wouldn't it? If you ran far enough.
Well, if you could sort of get away from it far enough, it would get fetched up in the corners and couldn't come to get you necessarily. There's also blobs, which were extremely slow moving.
Oh, those things that were like this, they kind of had like
they're just like a blob. They're oval, like they just sort of moved around. They moved very slow, but they touched you and they killed you, and it's very, very quickly. They were the worst thing. So you'd be running away from a dragon, all of a sudden there'd be a blob in your way, and you run into it, you're dead.
Yeah. I definitely got to get some hours in on that. Which thank God for the flashback, which I am going to eventually get.
I've actually got a video. Was it this year? Yeah, it was this year. I did it. December 3rd is, of course, Intellivision Day. December 3rd every year, and INTV Prime website always has a thing to celebrate Intellivision Day, where all the games are listed. You can go on, you can sign up to play 1 hour of gameplay for any games. So last year I did AD&D, Cloudy Mountain, and I started I streamed it all, or I recorded it and put it on video. So the video is on my channel.
Nice.
From December last year, and I started off at the easiest level, went through and beat it right through the 4 different, because there's 4 different difficulties or 5 different difficulties, and I think I got right to the last one, and I don't think in the hour I didn't get the very last one at Kill B before it at the hardest difficulty. So it's a lot of fun, and it's really challenging. And I'm telling you, at the hardest difficulty, they're on you quick.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. That's just, and it is a lot of television games are like that. It's like you put them on. It was like playing in slow motion on the easy levels, and then you hit the disc or whatever it was for the hardest level, and boom, man, everything just comes at you.
Now we're getting real.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's when I really I can't wait. It's like funny because whenever I'm doing the song, like I want to get into the mood of the game. So I've been really getting back into playing these games again. So it's real fun to put a few hours into it, you know. Speaking of not a few hours, not much time left for this bad boy. This is after this, I will have 1 left. The final tab stream coming soon.
Wow.
Probably this week, and it probably won't be that long, folks.
Everybody write to Coca-Cola Corporation right now and say it's just too sad. DJC can't go with the tab. Start the factories back up.
Like they couldn't just make me a run, you know.
There you go.
Buy like 100 cases or something. No way. No way.
Like you should fill that stream with a bunch of people. We all can be here for you as you take your last sip of tab.
Yeah, that's I'm pretty much probably sometime, I don't know, I got the 1 can left. I'll do a stream. Why not?
Sure.
We'll do it like a funeral, like a Viking funeral or something, for the final can. Put it over the fire and just like light it, and why not? That'd be kind of neat.
That's a great idea.
But so as far as, let's see, what was my other thing here? So other reimagined games. So we're talking about like the Cloudy Mountains, the Utopias that are just going to be these intricate, amazing, but apparently fun and simple at the same time games. Was there any games you guys were really looking forward to being reimagined? I know we've talked about it a million times, but maybe some ones that are not on their radar, or some games that haven't been, mentioned.
Well, I'll tell you one I'd like, but it's such a simple game that I know they could do more with it. I want to see Frog Bog reimagined.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I don't know if that's ever been mentioned by Tommy. I don't know if it's even on the radar.
I might have done a video about that. It's been a while. I might have done that back in like January or something. I might have mentioned it, I think. But yeah, that would be pretty epic. And then once again, I'd also want to go and see like a super pro version of that, where it's just the same game with a million other levels and bugs, and maybe you could be a toad, you could be a bullfrog, you could be stuff like that. That would be a really good one, because I know they maybe mention it, but I don't think they really set anything in stone or are working on it.
Just imagine a Frog Bog leaderboard.
Oh yeah. It's funny because when I just did the Frog Bog song, which at first I was like, oh, this is just gonna be whatever, because it's Frog Bog. What do you supposed to do? And it came out so hilarious and so fun, and I was like, how? Like you think of all it is this. It's a frog's doing this, but it was like two frogs, the gray frog, and then I guess depending on how your TV looked, I always called the other one the pink frog. It was more of like a magenta. Sometimes it looked red. I don't know. So people will argue that. But so I did a pink frog and a gray frog, and they're talking to each other, talking about how they're going to get together and see who can meet the most bugs. So they're kind of going back and forth, saying how they're the better, how they can eat bugs faster. And I kind of took a line from Grandma's Boy when he goes, "I'm eating more bugs than you." So it's gonna be funny. I was there. You go. And I was gonna mention this too. Vectron, good one, Lance.
Yeah. Maybe somebody other than Paul Nerman will, as Lance always says, Paul Nerman's favorite game. The only person in the world who likes Vectron. Maybe somebody can make
preparing my eulogy for the final tab stream, and you're more than welcome to join. And it might be impromptu, like I'm just going to pop on a stream. But I think I will film the Viking funeral for it. I think, or at least one of the cans. Pitfall. Yeah, I agree with that. Thank God we got a Circus Convoy, though, right?
That's right.
Because that to me is almost like a. Well, it's kind of a bunch of games in one, but that's a beautiful thing. It has been mentioned. I'd love to see 4 frogs hopping about teams, a frog bog brawl. That would be amazing. That's what I was kind of saying about Beauty and the Beast. I think we were talking about last week? This is like, dude, make it a building where you're not going to. Everyone's got a different side of the building. You knock them off, try to get to the top, like multiplayer. And oh man, we keep forgetting too. The one that is confirmed and we haven't really seen anything about is Burger Time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I would, and I guess I just love the. I don't want to really even call it pixel art, but I love the blocky graphics from Intellivision. Like I love the blocky graphics. So like to have a modern kind of like Night Stalker is, where it has kind of the blocky kind of look to it, but it's modern. Yep. Like to do that with Burger Time, have like all the blue kind of blocky with a little chef going on. I think that'd be great, because there's been so many versions of that now. Like it's on the Switch, it's on a bunch of other collections where he's kind of basically a cartoon walking around now. What does this say now? Greetings from faraway place. Anyone heard the mysterious legend of the streaming limited but not yet revealed Omni Blue Amico console? I have not. I don't think that's a thing.
Is this Omni Pete by any chance?
I have a feeling this could be an Omni Pete. Yeah, when either that or it's something to do with the Dodge Omni, an old hatchback car from the 80s. Hey, could be either way. 4-player sharp shot. That's great too, because then you got like you could do like something like an archery or I don't know. I can't remember if they're doing lawn darts and stuff with the cornhole, or maybe I'm thinking of the old the bag toss game that has the lawn darts and the target toss and all that other games in it with the trackball. But 4-player sharp shot, yeah, that would be something different. I mean, I'm trying to think of some weird ones. I mean, you got like the board, like the reversey and the chess and the stuff like the checkers.
We don't need another chess game.
Yeah, right. No more battle chess, right?
No. I'm gonna go back and say this. I'm gonna stand up right now. It's been mentioned many, many times, but to me, Missile Command does not replace Atlantis.
You know what? You're not everybody says that. A lot of people have said, listen, that could be one that really needs to come out.
It really does. It's a fantastic game, and it's different.
Maybe second round or the following year. That's
been the statement so far, right from Tommy himself, is that this stands out now. Atlantis, there's no plans for it for now. Yeah. I mean, that could change.
But yeah, it seems like a lot of people want that anyways. They still love Atlantis, just remember playing it and having a good time.
We have heard of this one, but nothing since the very beginning. It's on the list, but there's been nothing really mentioned about it, and that's Microsurgeon, which I absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
Microsurgeon come out. And if I have to say one that I have asked him a couple times, it's sort of like there's not really any even mention of it, is I want to see Sea Battle. I love Sea Battle.
Yes.
I never really get to play Sea Battle a whole lot when I was a kid because I'd play with the stupid thing, and then somebody goes, hey, you want to have a game? And they're trying to figure out how to play it, and I'm sinking them because I'm 10, right? And
yeah.
So I've never. I can't wait for that game to come out where it's actually more evolved. You know.
In the video from Pennsylvania, where I had the backdrop printed out. Now everybody knows that's why I did it. But I had where Tommy was pointing to all the games. I was like, yeah. I go, you did all these. I go, but now you're in charge of all this. And he was kind of going through. Oh, I'm remaking this one. I'm remaking this one. I'm remaking this one. And he was pointing to them. And he got to Space. I can't remember if it was Space Battle or Starstruck. He goes, can't wait for you guys to see that one. And I was like,
there you go.
Oh, so Space Battle and Starstrike are two great games. And even another one, and I know this goes right under the Space Invaders, and I kind of did a video on this too, which I think Space Invaders, and if not, Space Armada should definitely be reimagined because the characters, that's the iconic. They even have this shirt that has the Space Armada green alien that says Intellivision. Like, why not make that? Like, to me, what if that ends up being a 6-pack in or something? Like just out of nowhere. That or like Space Battle, you know? Because we haven't heard of them, but we know they're being worked on and they haven't shown us. Yeah. So what better way to do a 6-pack in that? Because he said we have not seen it yet, and it's going to be something that's going to be surprising. You heard it here first.
There you go.
We still haven't seen the game, Chuck? Is that what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Was that the 6-packing was something that hasn't been shown, and it was supposed to be a surprise. So
A-17 bomber.
Oh man, that'd be awesome too. Watch for flak.
Yep.
He said more evolved. Gauntlet. Ooh, yeah.
Swords and serpents.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. I guess they could probably do that before they get the because Namco's Gauntlet, right? I think it is.
Sounds right to me. But
yeah,
Swords and Serpents. I mean, that right there is a game that they don't even have to remake. They just got to finish.
Patrick Smith, great. With that dial and the controllers. I'm actually waiting Tempest. That would be great for Tempest.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic for Tempest. Gauntlet, yes, it would be awesome. Yeah, Swords and Serpents, Gauntlet, some sort of kind of what they call that a dungeon crawler, I guess you'd say, or you know, God, it just reminds me of like all the ones on TurboGrafx too. There was it Dungeon Master or Dungeon Explorer on TurboGrafx was similar to that.
5-player RPG.
What's that? The
Dungeon Explorer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, see that'd be, and then I don't know if they don't want. I mean, I guess that's not too much RPG. I mean, unless the only thing I guess that would be kind of hard would be like, what is that? The turn based where you're just getting in and you're having all the stats and you're stepping back and you're attacking, waiting for them to attack, and then it's their. I think that.
Go ahead, Jack.
No, I was gonna say I think that's the thing he's trying to stay away from as far as RPGs, but I think like a Gauntlet style one or like you said, Swords and Serpents would be cool.
Well, Tommy said that he personally hates turn based, so.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. It's not that I don't. A lot of people love it. I just never got into it, and I think I passed the time before I could really get into it. So
I'm a big fan of turn-based, so
yeah.
But I don't think we're going to see any on the Amico.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's going to be more simple style, you know.
Rob,
the 6-pack in chess. Oh, what a blow! Wouldn't that be? They're like, here's a chess game. Kidding. We could have seen the battle packet.
I heard the 6th game was going to be 3D tic-tac-toe.
Oh,
I like that.
Virtual. No, you put a virtual helmet on, like Virtual Boy. Masters Universe Power of He-Man. Yeah,
right there, baby, right there.
There it is, the 6-pack in. Masters of the Universe. Yes, if he gets that Mattel, or they got Mattel. That's right. Yeah. So that I think Power He-Man is. Especially with the new He-Man thing coming out, that's got to be something. Oh, Luke had a good one. Great game. Karnov. I remember playing that on the, and it was an arcade game, but I remember first experiencing it on the NES.
Yeah. That's my favorite NES game from the SNES Omnibus, from the NES Omnibus Volume 1 A to L.
Nice.
So
What's better than a fire-breathing Russian? Right? Isn't that what he was?
Right.
Sixth game could be Omni Quest. Got a lot of Omni stuff going on, and Omni and Television, like a revolution and Television.
Television.
Television. There you go.
Television.
Omni Quest. But yeah, Power He-Man. That'd be really Karnov. Man, now it makes me want to fire up the NES and play some Karnov. I remember. Oh, such good music. I would jam that. Yeah, I would jam that like Levolution. Yes.
I get a kick out of though. I don't know if you watch much. I watch a lot. I love the stuff John Riggs does, and he talks about games all the time. He talks about how hard Karnov is. I am not a friggin' master game player. I love playing games, but I'm far from a master. I've beaten Karnov.
Yeah, I think I've beaten it at least once.
He says how hard Karnov is, and it's like he talks a lot about that, and it's like, wow,
I'd have to play it again, but back as a kid, I had a blast playing it. I mean,
yeah,
I'm trying to think of all the. Man, it was just, and then you had those. I remember you had the eye with the flying eyeballs, and the. There's so many weird characters, like in all the different levels.
Yeah,
just think
every step is closer to the end.
I have a question for you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Patrick Smith was talking about the dial on the controller, and he's anxiously awaiting Tempest.
Yeah.
Now, you've used the controller, and I know Tommy said you just can't spin the controller. It has no effect. You actually have to push down and spin.
Well, I know on Shark you can roll it, and you actually kind of do that on a couple games, because I was playing Rigid Force, and I love the way it controlled, because I basically just used like a kind of rolled it kind of like between like a paddle and a D-pad is kind of how I feel that the way that controller. I think that'd be great for Tempest. I don't think you could do it like that, but you could definitely roll your thumb.
I know
along the edging.
I think a lot of us were thinking originally the dial you could just kind of turn, like kind of spin it, but Tommy said you actually have to have some kind of pressure on it. Otherwise, when it spins, there's no connection to the controller. Do you think if you push down on it, you'd still be able to spin it around?
Because it's pressure sensitive, so you could really because I know like you could really do those turns with a fish in Shark, and then like Flying Tigers is another one that you just got to give a little light pressure on it. You can press it harder on certain things, but I mean like. Yeah, you can basically use it almost like a dial when lightly pressing on it. At least the way I found it. I didn't see. I think Rigid Force. I was really impressed with. You know what? The hardest game I played that evening was Moon Patrol. Which, although I never was really good at Moon Patrol, anyways. But to me, that was the most challenging. Most people are like, "What Moon Patrol?" But I had so much fun with Flying Tigers, and Astro Smash to me is I don't care. I know it's simple, but it was beautiful. It sounded great. It looked great, and I just want to play through that whole game. That's like if I just had Astro Smash come this Christmas, I'd be a happy camper. What does he say? We're talking about She-Ra. Yeah, Hot Wheels and Uno are first. Like to see She-Ra. Yeah, She-Ra would be a good one. He-Man, She-Ra, any of those Mattel license. Mission X. That's kind of like a River Raid almost, or a 1940 kind of a shooter, another shooter. Ghouls and Ghosts. See, I good one on this one because I did a video on this so many months back too. Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, and then all of a sudden they came out with that new one. But hey, you do an enhanced version on the Amico, it definitely could handle it. Another great one from Chrono Prime, Rygar. Rygar is a great game. Remember the arcade version was different. It was more action, where the NES was more RPG. Both great versions. Catching up here. It's about evolving. First evolution goal is to find the golden thread near the end of level 2 of the Mind Time Trance. We'll keep that in mind. I really think hockey is going to be great on the Amico controller. Dude, that's a good point to have that. The way that controller is, it's like you're skating around on the ice. Perfect. Very perfect controller for that. I really hope that comes out within this first year or two. I know that's like, I know they're working on a bunch of other stuff, but man, hockey, like, oof, special. Heck, even playing that with the old one. I hope they put options when they release these classic games, and this is of course wishful thinking, but to put the different speed levels on the baseball and the hockey game, the original ones. So like when you throw the ball and you're trying to throw it to home, it doesn't take an hour like to get someone out. Like to do a different speed on that, as well as the hockey game, make your players go a little faster. But still the classic game. I think that would be a sweet, like, little upgrade. This, I don't know. Can we make cards of our games? I don't even know. No, I think everything's digital.
I'm still not 100% sure about the physical for Amico.
Yeah, we still got to find that out until we know that.
I mean, I'm assuming it's just a digital connection to the eShop that'll download the game for you.
Yeah.
As opposed to the entire game on it.
Hopefully that'll be known soon when they announce, what the physical is. I mean, we saw the boxes. I mean, the boxes look beautiful. That's a thing that I'm still going to collect if I see them in a store. I'm probably going to at least order the first set that comes out, but I tell you what, if I got some extra money, I'm going to order 2 of everything. And when they finally get in a store and I see a couple copies, I'm still going to pick them up, because that first run is going to be the only run that comes out like that. And then their second one will be different boxes. So that first run is going to be the one that's going to be the most sought after when it comes to being collected in, 10 years, 15 years from now. Yeah. I guess we're all going to kind of find that out together. Yeah. What's up, Brewers? Hey, man. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a really cool thing. I really like the fact that it's going to be collectible. I think it's going to be something fun,
Was I the only one surprised that all the boxes were the same? I thought each physical was going to be completely different.
That I didn't know like it was going to be. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was going to be more well, I was surprised that I thought only certain ones were going to be the old school kind of, this watercolor style or whatever you want to call that, but I love the fact that they're all like that. So I'm good with it, because it just kind of makes everything fit kind of like I did here. And I'm sure the next run might all look like this or like this, or, it'll have.
That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for it to look just the way it did. So
yeah. And it literally has like the same font on the side. It says like Evil Knievel and that same like blocky Intellivision font. So why not? If you're going to do physical, that's the way to do it. What is this?
Maybe they'll put out a limited edition Sears variant.
Dude, a Sears variant would be pretty. Or just do the all maroon, the ugly maroon cover with the.
Sears can't sue them anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What are they going to do? heck, even write Sears on it. No. But these were like, I always made fun of these because they were the blandest covers. This one isn't as bad because it's kind of has a lot going on, but a lot of them were pretty bland. And like the Snafu one, look who came in right at the end. Dude, you missed it. I had some weird person in the chat called Omni Revolution or Intello Revolution.
Yeah, who?
I don't know, man. It's just so weird. I don't know where they
come.
I don't know where they come. I know. Oh, look at this guy. He says, "Yo, punks."
Yeah, that was me. I can't believe it. I almost missed it. I'm like, I gotta come. It's I usually try to drop in.
I'm already 3 minutes over too, but I'll stay because you came. I'll stay another 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some weird people in chat. Was it?
Yeah. There was a Omni Intello Revolution. Very hard to pronounce. First of all,
I started a trend. Everybody's Omni. Hey, Papa, I had my shirt, my Papa Pete shirt on the other day.
Oh, right on.
Boy, I'm the only one not wearing someone else's shirt, I think.
Well, you never sent me one, Chuck. Why didn't you send me a shirt?
I need your address. Just give it to me on the air.
Yeah, right.
We'll talk.
I did a video today with Jeff's shirt on. Go Game Go.
I have his.
I got yours on today.
Oh no, I threw it in the wash. I had the one that has the Amico with the Go Game Go on the disc. It looked pretty cool.
Oh, sweet. How's chat doing? Chat doing good. What are you guys talking about today?
Oh, we talked a bunch of a Utopia and Cloudy Mountain, and just what games we want to see redone. And then Lance brought up a good point too, which was doing like super pro versions. And I was kind of thinking of that too, like the classic games. So say like the classic Intellivision hockey, but you added a bunch of stuff to it, like stuff you couldn't put on a cartridge. But it's still the same game. Yeah. But I was saying,
cool, actually.
Speed it up to where you're actually like real time instead of like, you know, the puck going like this. The same with baseball. You're throwing it home and it's like, and the guys, you're scoring 2 runs. Like it never. And I still love the game, and I'll still play it with those rules. But to have those options, and then like we're saying, like Burger Time with a ton of, well, they did that with Super Chef, that homebrew, where they added a bunch of things to this exact same game. I think that would be a cool thing when they're bringing out the old school stuff. And television trivia, hearing you guys talk about 4-player Amico game. Which game can you play 4 players on the original Intellivision? One exists. I think I know this one too, but I'm going to let you answer this.
Wait. Isn't it?
Go ahead, Pete, because you said you knew it.
I never said I knew it. The other Pete.
No, I'm talking about Papa Pete. We're talking about Papa Pete.
I think I was. I thought it was one of the.
Yes.
Isn't it one of the card games? Royal Dealer. Isn't it Royal Dealer?
Royal Dealer's only 1 player.
Son of a! Why did I get that one mixed up with?
But
Carnival.
I think, Luke. I think there are 2.
Okay. Well, I've seen one. There's already one on there. Snafu.
That's the one.
Oh, he says, "Let him think about it."
All right.
That would have been mine. Mine would have been
Snafu.
What is it?
I think there's 2.
There's 2? Is it really? No,
I'm sure
there was just one.
Oh, no. I know, but all right.
You guys are the Intellivision nerds. Why don't you come on? Let's go.
I'm going to say it. Golf, PGA golf.
That's the first one I thought of.
Okay, and then Snafu wasn't. I thought it.
No, Snafu's not. No.
Oh, you just played against 2 computer and 2 regular?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, because that would make sense. You know, for.
I'm looking.
Oh my God! Why didn't I know it's bowling?
Bowling. Ugh.
Bowling. No, golf was 4 players. You could do 4 players. Oh, you're saying at the same. Wait, is he saying at the same time? He didn't say same time. He said here 4 players on the original. Bowling and golf are definite.
Those are both 4-player games.
And he said nope. Luke says nope to golf.
PGA golf, 1 to 4. Oh, 1 to 4 can play. It says it on the back, but you can't do it in the game. Is that the truth? Oh my God, I think that's true.
Wow, that would be the first time ever for false advertising on the back of the box.
So he's asking at the same time. So it has to be 4 at the same. How would you do with 2 controllers?
Why would you even want to do that? How can you do that on the Intellivision? How can you do it with 2 controllers on the Intellivision?
Oh man, I'm starting to get baffled. Hold on.
But then
or the Intellivision 2 with an adapter?
No, I never had a horse racing.
You lie, Mr. Boudreaux.
Horse racing, maybe.
But how do you do 4 controllers? You swap them out. Like one and 2 is on one controller, 3 and 4
I know you control the horse.
That's not the same time.
But yeah, you wouldn't be at the. Yeah, how can you do it?
One is doing the controls, the other one's hitting the buttons. Like, I don't know.
Skiing can play up to. One game has 4 players at the same time. It's got to be. Rab says, "Is it an ECS game?"
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
That would make more sense because then you got a keyboard and 2 controllers.
Yeah, I don't know. That's above me. That's above my pay grade.
I'm going to say I give up, Luke. So.
We've given up.
He did ECS, soccer, and tennis. See, I never had those, so I didn't know.
ECS, soccer, and tennis.
Look at Rab coming in, dropping the knowledge.
An ECS, yeah, it was an ECS.
But those are homebrew games.
That doesn't count.
Oh, World
Cup soccer.
Oh my God, that is true.
But how do you play 4 players at one time on a console?
I don't have it.
What?
How do you do it?
How do you do 4 players on a console that only has 2 wired controllers?
Yeah, this is.
So it's not an official.
No, but
it's not official if you have to use add-ons. I'm sorry, Luke.
Oh, yeah, it says 2
I'm arguing with Luke. Luke happens to be the man.
2 controllers. Right, he's got like everything and knows it.
He's got everything.
2 original controllers plus 2 controllers on the ECS.
Yeah.
So that's where on the World Cup.
So it's technically not the OG Intellivision. You need accessories to achieve it.
Well, but the ECS games are considered part of the 125, right?
But
this is not an ECS game. It's just got that trade in it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but you can, I ain't arguing with Luke. Luke is like
I know, right?
Yoda for Intellivision stuff, man. He's Yoda, and he's Canadian.
Dude, that was some fun trivia. I was like, how would you do it when you only have 2?
I don't know. You had me at Cloudy Mountain. I'm sorry I missed that. That's the only reason I ordered Amico was Cloudy Mountain.
Yeah, we saw one gameplay trailer. I'm like, I want to see more.
How is it we have only saw 3 seconds of that game?
Oh, and it looks like that was the style I wanted all these games to be. And I hate to say that, but it's like when I thought of Reimagine.
Yeah, you're just an Intellivision nerd, though,
I like the blocky look of an Intellivision game. The Night Stalker, the
Cloudy Mountain. It's not blocks. Don't say it's pixels.
I dare not say pixels. I only call it blocky. Blocky after all these
blocky. Years. Looks a bit smudgy.
Luke is a man. Yes, he is.
Oh my God. I like the idea of the sports games. So, like, if they do MLB baseball, I want the home run derby in there. Like, I would love that as like a little side game. That could be a big multiplayer part of MLB if they do it, like at the home run hitting contest.
That would be great.
And have that sound when it goes out.
What's that thing? Looks like he's got something in a box right now.
Best original Intellivision controller, Series 1 or 2. I got to be honest with you, they're all pretty crappy.
I have never played Sears, but it's pretty.
Me neither. I don't mind I definitely like the OG one. I like my OG one better than Intellivision 2. Intellivision 2 sucks.
This one, the original one's the better of them all. I mean, they'll all wear on your fingers a little bit.
Yeah, but the Intellivision 2 is really
bad. I had to actually sold my Intellivision 2. So what's in the box, Papa Pete?
What's in the box?
This is something that I gotta wait. I gotta open. I'm just holding on to it so I get my friggin' videos done. I'm not allowed to treat myself and open.
I got a box too.
But it came from.
This is the prize when I hit 3K, man.
So used to be a little website called the Intellivision Collector.
Where you don't make Luke feel bad.
And you never know. Maybe you get one again someday.
Yeah, you know what, dude? You're not even doing the work to get to 125 there, Pete. Luke is setting you up. Luke is just hooking you up, Pete. What's going on? It's like people are just like, we got to get him to 125.
Well,
same as CMART hooked me up and got me to like 89. Like I went from 45 to 89 with CMART, but I don't have them all complete though.
We're working at 125. We're working pretty hard.
I would love to get to 125. I just can't afford to get the last.
They're insane, man. They're
when I hit 1 million subs in 2070, I'll be able to get it.
There you go. So now, this isn't Intellivision, but this is really cool. CM Retro Gaming sent me this because just got into Sega Master System. Yeah. And I when I get some chance, I'm going to sit down and play these.
Most underrated console ever built.
Parlor Games, which has the darts and a bunch of cool games. I'm going to probably have a lot of fun.
Great game.
And then, of course, where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
Everybody in the world has that game, and I don't really like it.
But that's added to my collection, though.
Get this one. This one here, Outrun. That's a decent version of Outrun. Double Dragon, which is behind me, is a good-looking game, and it's fun. Yeah. This is fun. Ghostbusters is fun.
I really want the Ghostbusters. Yeah, I got
one of my favorite games ever on the Master System.
Yeah,
I don't care what y'all think.
I do.
Alien Syndrome. But why I say it's the most underrated because it was more powerful than the SNES, than the NES. Sorry, had better graphics than the NES. Didn't have as bad a flicker, in my opinion. But sometimes their controls are a bit off. With
great
the Master System.
I got all the great sports. Yeah, it's like I'm a kid. That's never played it. So to me, I'm like it's brand new. It's like literally shooting gallery, and I got the zapper gun. So.
You could get like a complete collection of SMS stuff too, relatively affordable. Except there's a few heavy hitters.
Look at this one.
Fantasy Stars, a heavy hitter.
I paid some money for that one.
I got one too.
Nice.
But I don't have the manual. I don't have there. No, like apparently with the Master System, manuals didn't survive. Because when I see them out in the wild, very seldom I see manuals.
Very true.
Oh, get this. My Alex kid has the manual and all the notes from the previous owner.
Make sure you go get your Adventure Islands.
Yes, those are on my list, as well as Alien Syndrome. And Ghostbusters, definitely, because it reminds me it's closer to the Commodore 64 version.
See, they just re-released this many times, Wonder Boy and Monsterland.
Yeah.
Play the re-release versions, because you might have a chance to beat it. Because these, like, so hard. But this is Adventure Island. I like this better than the NES Adventure Island. So many cool games.
Chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And I didn't know he was going to talk about Master System. These been at my side desk for 7 months.
Raston is it? Yeah, I played Raston. I used to have a Raston game for TurboGrafx.
Yeah, it's better on the Turbo. I have it on the
Blue
Turbo.
Sky Rangers.
Oh, I have it on the Turbo. Yeah.
The Blue Sky Rangers re-release is great, 75. We talked about that, I think, a couple weeks ago, too. And, Papa Pete's got that one. I'm thinking about getting that instead of spending $2,000 for the originals.
Yeah.
If you can find it.
Yeah. I got to get that Stadium Mud Buggies one yet, though. But the Spiker one, just to give you a heads up, it's available. Nice. You'll be able to get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spiker.
Yeah. Sega. Wow, that is a great Craigslist find. Sega Master and 10 games, all complete in box for $40.
Are you going for your 125, Chuck?
I am. I'm right at the point where I'm stopping because everything I need is expensive, and I just been putting it towards other stuff. I got to run have an OG and Intellivision day. Well, thank you, Rab.
You're up.
But yeah, no, I'm to the point where I kind of like. It's like you have that argument with yourself when you see something. Should I buy it or shouldn't I? And when I saw Spiker complete in box, and it was at the time it was the bids were up to like 800, and I go, you know what? If I spent $1,000 on this, I would have Spiker. Almost nobody has a Spiker complete. Would I do that as a huge gaming collector and wanting that on my shelf? And then at the same time, I'm thinking like, what could I spend $1,000 on right now? What am I thinking? And then by that time, it's up to 1,500, 1,800, and then it's going towards $2,000. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And I guess I kind of keep thinking I'm going to find it at a flea market or at a resale shop or in a box full of games and hope for that instead of spending $2,000 on an old school game that I don't really think I really play. It's volleyball. Yeah. I got it on the flashback. Like
that's the collector's dilemma, though, Chuck. That's all our dilemma.
And that goes back. Yeah,
buy it. Like I think I made the mistake about 10 years ago. I could have got all the Dragon Quest games and Final Fantasy games for the NES. Well, Dragon Warriors, the first 3 Dragon Warriors, and the Final Fantasy games from the NES. I could have got them all complete in box, really minty looking, for $250, and I balked at it. I wouldn't get it. And now, like, to get those 6 games or 5 games, you're thousands to get them complete in box, probably all of those.
Now you're still going after the original Xbox too, right?
Yeah, I did. I paused it for a bit, but I'm back on it. I got some on Florida, and I'm going to do. I went to a flea market. I don't want to spoil the video, but I went to flea market, went to a store, and picked up some. I had to take a pause because I found that it wasn't getting fun because it was a chore. So
yeah.
Collecting to me is supposed to be going out and having fun what you find, and I found I was going out and just specifically looking for Xbox games, and it wasn't fun, so I paused it for a bit, but I'm still gonna go get them. Pete has overtaken me big time now. He's like, what, Pete?
Well, he's only got so many more left, right? You got 100 left to go or something like that?
It's 986 on Wikipedia.
Oh, wow.
876 if you don't count certain revisions in European and Japanese titles. But Pete, I don't know what the official number is. 976, I think.
No, it's not that high officially, really.
Yeah, I think it's 8. The one on Wikipedia says 996 or 976, and then another one says 856. So I never which one to go. But I got the most. Pete got the most expensive peripheral already out of the way, right? Pete, you got the MacWire bundle, right? Pete, didn't you get? Oh, no one's listening to us now.
Oops.
What do you mean? You haven't released that video? You told me about that 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Never mind, Pete.
He goes, okay, so George Buster says, I keep waiting. I was looking for Demon Attack for many years. Finally, 2 weeks ago, I found it at Closebid Windsor for $15, included box, cartridge, overlays, and manual. That's not too bad. That's a.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Which version? Which version of Demon Attack? Was it the pterodactyl version, or was it the dragon or Tyrannosaurus Rex version?
Was there 2 different versions
of Demon Attack? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know
Jeff
that.
has the pterodactyl version, and I have the T-Rex version. Hey, Pete.
What's happening, buddy?
There's too many Pete's.
There's so many Pete's, man.
But yeah, Chuck, I got the heavy hitter out of the way for Xbox. I got the Outrun. That's the $300 game. I got that one.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I'd love to. And then Stadium Mud Buggies is another one, like we were just talking about earlier, that's just almost $2,000 as well. And it's just like you get these big ones. I mean, I still got like River Raid. Like I got all the Activisions except River Raid, and actually I think that's the only one I have left.
Pete, you got that in a protector?
Yeah.
Mine's sitting on my shelf. I don't even have protectors.
Wow, why would that be so? Is it just because it was rare and limited?
It's an amazing game. It's end of life. End of life.
I remember that coming out. Who would have known, you know?
But you get all the tracks on that one, Pete. That's not available on the PS2 version, and it is one of the best racing games on the Xbox, in my opinion. It is so good.
You want to talk about hot right now? Okay, really digress now. Those are hot right there.
Otogi? Didn't I get one of those from you, Pete? Didn't you trade me one of those?
I've had this one for quite a while. I just got that recently. It was in my last.
Yeah, I don't have Otogi 2. I don't believe. I thought I got Otogi 1 from you.
20 to 150, like bang.
Oh yeah. There's Xbox is gonna see what's gonna cause Xbox to climb against because normal, like, you know, for collecting, it's Nintendo is the most collectible. There's a big drop off to Sony products then. And then there's a little bit of drop off from Sony to some rare Sega. And then Xbox is a big drop off from Sega for collectors for like value of the, you know, what the name brand is. But what's going to save Xbox is they had an amazing original only for Xbox library set of games that were good games and limited runs. Yep. And all of their games were limited because they only sold 24 million Xboxes or whatever, right? So it's eventually going to have rarity just associated with it. Like Dreamcast in a lot of ways. Yep. So that's why get on the X. If you love video games, you love Xbox, collect now because it's still fairly affordable to get the base library.
I love my original Xbox.
And dude, right there, Herb Wars, that is incredible right there.
Mm-hmm.
My office has 3 Xbox all connected. One is my modded one that I just modded. One is my Halo one that I play on and on this TV, and then over there it's my Crystal that I play on the big screen. I love
that's
that.
Freaking awesome.
It's amazing.
Jeff, do you want me to add this on here? Is this the color thing?
Is this picture been on before?
I don't know. My question was: is this real? Is this real actual production units, or is this just demo units again?
I don't know. It looks like the newer white one.
The Glacier White is a newer one. I know that. The other one probably could be.
Look at the black controllers. One's white with black sides, and one's all black with the white.
That's what I'm like. Is these their demo units from production lines, or is this just them?
I don't know.
The one
Tommy just posted it on Facebook a little bit ago.
Yeah, this is his, so I think that's why he's got those like ones with different buttons on them because I think he made those because when they had parts. But I think the wood and the white are. I'm not sure about the other ones because I just
the red one has lost its luster on me. I'm not a big fan of that red one anymore.
I really like the way it looked. Just because they had one of those. I don't know if it's this one.
I don't know about that black trim anymore. I kind of don't know.
The red control. I love the way the controller looked though.
Yeah,
he had a bunch of skins too, like that look cool. But as far as the colors, because I know the question was what's everybody's favorite wood grain. The wood and gold. Over all these.
Oh, I would never thought I'd choose the Woody because I always liked the GTO. Now the GTO is like my least favorite looking one. I just don't like that. Is that black or it looks like a wine trim on it? I'm like,
I don't remember it being that black. Although I guess I didn't pay attention too much.
That Woody looks beauty though.
I love that white.
I think if I had to judge,
the wood to me is the most attractive. I just think it's the best. I like the red, and then the purple's like my favorite color, but. Yeah. The wood, man. If I were to, I got a wood and a black. I got a Founders and a regular reorder.
That Woody looks great. The white, now the white's. I really like the white, but it still looks too sterile for me.
The white is super glossy now. It's like and even the disc is white instead of the gray, which it looks really clean.
The black looks nice. I think I'd go Woody, black, purple, white, and that red. I can't believe I'm so disappointed in that red.
See, with the control, I wish there was controllers, because the controllers is kind of what makes it look good. Like because they're all red with the black dials, which I thought looked kind of cool. But wood for me. That's as far as those
100% for me too.
Yeah, Woody. Like I never was a Woody fan, right? Like I always said, I was red. I always was red, black. I like the white. Now I'm like all Woody all the way. That Woody's gorgeous.
Can you zoom into the gadget? I don't know if that's
that red.
I think it's just a little card in television, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just a.
No,
it's the pin. It's the pin.
It's the pin. Yeah.
The founder's pin.
This is what I don't like, Chuck. Look, it's that black trim around the red you just showed. I would like to if they just.
I don't know if that's final though.
They should have probably just went with a matte white. A matte white would have looked nice, and racing stripes. That would have.
I would have, or the what? Remember the first one was it was
silver.
No, the trim was what did they call it on like a racing car? It's like that fiber look.
Oh yeah, like carbon fiber.
That looked good. Yeah. Carbon fiber. That looked good.
That
I guess
black doesn't look great against the black, the red. I think it's either a nice matte white or that carbon fiber back. If they did that carbon fiber look, that would probably be back into my top 2. But right now that red has lost me. I'm glad I didn't have to pre-order that.
Yeah, the founder's wood grain. I mean, just the wood grain. I mean, I think you could pre-order the wood grain anyways from Intellivision.
Yeah, you get that. That's killer, man. That Woody is going to probably be one of their most. I think the Woody and black are going to be their 2 most popular.
I think so too. I mean, yeah, they have a lot of options for just starting out. Like, it's almost like you wish, like, if you're going to try to go into production, just pick 2. I would do a bunch.
So that was my big question I have to myself: are those production units? Because the Evercade folks got their units in that they're going into production with now.
Yeah. That
they have them like the last look at them. I guess the prototype of it. I wonder any of those, or are they still looking at just stuff they put together and 3D printed and stuff like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I see. I wish I would have paid more attention to the actual units, because mostly it was just the unit was sitting by the TV. But
no, that's a question I'm thinking in my mind.
Yeah, I don't. I want to say that Glacier one, because I think when
that looks pretty finished.
Yeah, because I think that's the one he's like, hey, this is the newest, like this is that new Glacier, and I just remember that, but I didn't ask other than that. Yeah, carbon fiber would have been awesome. And I think, even at a premium price, you're right. Because it make it the $299 one with the fiber on it. But who knows how much that stuff costs? I mean, that might be a lot.
I don't care what it costs. I know what I'm paying for it. I don't give a rat's behind what somebody's paying to produce a console.
If you're gonna want it,
Like, I don't care. Like, if they paid, like, for me, it's like I paid a certain price. This is the value I expect to get. Like, it doesn't bother me if it cost them $2 to make it or $30 to make it.
Yeah. No, that I don't know if that's a final on that red one, but I really did like the way that the controllers looked going with the red. So that was kind of almost.
I just don't like the black trim on it. Like, that's just personal preference.
I would rather have the carbon fiber on that, and even the Galaxy Purple I think was changed to silver, but it kind of looks nice.
Yeah, Galaxy Purple is okay. We've had a long time to look at that one.
Like, I never liked the white one, but now I kind of like it. Because it's high gloss and everything's white, but it's still, I think, my last place for me. But wood grain.
It feels like it won't age well.
Yeah, I mean, it's white, but
white, will it go yellow like the old Super
I don't think it'll be like an old Super Nintendo. Super Nintendos were the worst at that. They'd literally be yellow and purple by the time.
Dreamcast too. Dreamcast
was Dreamcast like that?
Yeah, Dreamcast went yellow.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah,
they start getting dingy after a while.
Like, friends will give me a hard
time.
But
I'm glad we could talk about the Amico. Aesthetics and looks, and that is pretty cool, right? Like,
I still think they should do, and I know like there's a lot more stuff to do than this, but I think eventually when everything's up and running, they should have a thing where you make your own controller. You go online.
Oh, like Microsoft?
Yeah, like, because I used to do that with Xbox, so it's like, like maybe I want a red disc on my purple controller. Maybe I want a Christmas controller. I want to do a green disc with a red, trim or heck, and then you got the skins and everything. I think those could look really cool, by the way. I don't know how those, if they were under the, I should probably say I wish I would have paid more attention to stuff like that. But it was like, because the skins looked really cool. They looked like they're really like built in the controller. So I can't remember if they went under or over, or maybe they were just high gloss and it looked like it was kind of like glass over it, or the plastic. It looked really nice though. There was a bunch of them. There was like ones with like a there was one with llamas all over it. There's one that was like the tiger stripes, and the one that had the alien on it that was probably the coolest.
Herb Wars, you need better friends.
Yeah.
A friend should never give you crap for doing anything you want with your own money as long as it's legal.
I mean, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. If you want to spend whatever, if I wanted to spend $2,000 on Spiker, I guess that's just my
and
choice.
The VCS, I got more than my $400 out of my VCS in the last 4 months.
You're having a good time with that.
Yeah, they just dropped two new games on there, 2 detective point-and-click games. I haven't tried those yet, though.
Ooh, there was a good point and click on was it Turbo Duo or Turbo Graphics around the 90s? What was the name of that game? It was it was like the only point and click I liked that was on an actual console too.
Isn't the Carmen Sandiego kind of a point and click adventure?
I don't even remember.
I can't remember what it is. I never played it.
I think I played it a long time ago.
You want a crappy Spider-Man game?
Well, this one's obviously all
for your Master System. Get this one.
Really? Well, the box looks cool, I'll probably buy it because it'll be like $5 anyways. I kind of looked at like before. I was like,
look at it. Sega spared no expense.
Yeah, well, they must have gotten together with Intellivision Sears and did the same get up.
Can we make the box art? Let's just use graph paper.
I actually, I know. I kind of dig that look though. The like even the Ghostbusters one that just has the grid behind it. Like I always thought that looked really cool. Speaking of really cool, I'm gonna end the stream because we are now at an hour and a half. Look at that. We went a half hour over.
This is
a record here for AstroSmashed.
This is turning into the new Amico All Access. I might have to transfer that show to you.
I don't think so.
I like the Wii.
You were the originator. What is that?
What?
As Bernadette would say on The Big Bang Theory, I like the Wii.
Yeah,
you don't like the Wii, Pete. How could you like the Wii, Pete?
I got a bunch of Wii stuff.
God, the Wii. Well, Pete, I'll make me an offer on my 400 Wii games. I'll send them your way.
Oh heck, I'd be interested too.
You do is double the price.
We all have Wii games. We
you know where my Wii games are stored in a ratty box right under my feet in my garage.
Oh,
all of them.
Cool. Blasphemy.
What a useless system.
And thank you, Lance. I said Jance. And that's how you know that I really need to eat something.
You're just trying to rap all at the same time. Lance, take a chance.
Lance, take a chance. Oh my goodness. Wait till you get the frog bog thing. All right, guys, I appreciate everyone. Jeff from Go Game Go, Papa Pete, OEB Pete, all the Pete's, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
All the Pete. Bye, folks.
Bye.